So what's up, Andre?
What's up?
Oh, how you feeling, man?
I'm feeling alright.
I seen you just busted down.
Yeah, five,
The
six,
evening.
I do it like 6 times a week.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So I haven't interviewed anybody besides my mother since I've been on the street, and I haven't shared too much about what I was doing with you. But while I was inside, I have a YouTube channel called pensideout.org, and I would interview a lot of guys, a lot of lifers, and we would like give a message to the youth. We would do a lot of mentoring or sharing our stories. But like talking to you guys out here, parolees, it's been fascinating to see your transition because I'm learning from you guys. So it'd be awesome to speak with you here today and share this with guys about the parole process. So if you can, would you like to introduce yourself?
Alright, yeah, my name is Alexandre, or Alexandre. My mom calls me Andre, but my name is Alexandre Ruben Corona Montes. Um, People in the street call me Andre. I paroled March 3rd from Corcoran. I did 2 years in prison. Um, since I've been out, I've been through anger management programs, drug treatment programs, behavioral therapy, psychiatric health, and things like that. I've gone back to jail 3 times since I paroled. I've done some county time. Yeah, I've done some county time. I've been through a drug residential program for 6 months. Since I've been in that program, I've been sober. I have my own sober date. I have my own, alcohol sobriety date. I've been almost 9 months clean now. I'm going to be 9 months start next month.
Yeah, we love it.
I have, I've been away. I've been away from home for it's going to be 9 months now. But without being incarcerated, just trying to do good, just away from home. I've been gone for 9 months.
Yeah.
Um, I have a job.
I know. Yeah, I want to highlight that. You have a job.
Yeah, I have a job. I've been working in construction. I'm learning the construction, like the construction trade. Well, not the trade, but just construction in general. Just working, manual labor, general labor, and things like that.
How old are you?
I'm 23.
You shared that already? You're 23?
Oh, I'm sorry. No, I haven't said
No,
that yet.
yeah.
I'm 23. I was born July 9th, 1996.
How many times have you been to prison?
I've been in prison just once.
Just one time?
Yeah.
And that was all it took, right?
That's all it took for me to stop doing what I was doing because.
What was your sentence?
My sentence was 2 years.
2 years?
Yeah.
He didn't need life in prison. He didn't need 20 years.
Yeah.
He got a 2-year sentence.
Yeah. I'm not a lifer. I know some lifers, but we're
Have
not.
you learned anything from a lifer when you were inside?
No.
That you took with you, or?
No, not really. I mean, I have family that's like involved with gangs, and then growing up, I grew up in a juvenile court system, so.
Okay.
So I'm very familiar with street gangs, Hispanic street gangs, besides for like black gangs and white gangs, I've only spoke to them very little. But
So what's it like now being productive, but coming from like that gang environment, but then
that's
now like distancing yourself?
yeah, that's a little bit why I mentioned why I've been away from home for so long because I chose to be home. I would have already been back over there, but they gave me the option whether or not I wanted to stay away.
Yeah.
And I told them that yeah, I would. I think it would be a trigger for me to go back home. Like I might start messing up or might start falling into some of the things I used to do.
Yeah.
And they went through the whole process of getting me approved to stay out here longer, and it went through. So.
No, that's awesome. You have a lot of great insight for being 23.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're sharp. What advice would you give somebody coming out of prison and they've never paroled before? Like, this is my first time paroling, and there's other guys that are going to follow in my footsteps to get out.
I mean, it's just like, or being organized, keeping yourself busy all the time, always having something to do, I think that's probably the best thing for anybody coming out of prison, because it's usually when you get bored, you start thinking about what you used to do, you start falling into things like going back into your phone and like messaging, wanting to hit up some people you used to talk to, or they start hitting you up, you know what I mean, and then you start messaging them, you start chopping it up with them, you know, they start telling you some bullshit, some bull, and then you end up falling back into that cycle, you know?
Yes, sir.
So I think it's just best
That's great
to stay
advice.
organized, you know what I mean? Because organization can keep going till it's perfect,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And then there ain't nothing wrong with being
And what do you mean by that? Organization can keep going so it's perfect?
like, cause you can keep getting organized. You can, you know, you might see it okay one time, and then you might want to go back and do it again because you didn't like how you did it the other time.
So practice makes perfect, basically. Yeah.
Yeah.
Repetition. I like that.
Repetition and trying to just perfect whatever it is that you're good at. Like,
What would you share with a younger Andre? So knowing what you know now, 23, what would you go tell that 15-year-old Andre?
oh man, dude. Okay, at 15 years old, man, dude. I was a little kid. I was hanging out with older gang members. I was doing really. I was like hanging out with older women. You know.
And that's you right there. There's
Yeah.
younger Andre. So let him know.
Yeah, so
You're
I
going back.
mean, talking to me at 15 years old, there really was no talking to me at 15 years old. I mean, we had people from, you know, lifers come to our school trying to talk to us. We've had church groups come talk to us. You know what I mean? And we would be there. You know, we wouldn't walk away. I know. Nobody in our group was really like would take that leader role.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're all kind of just like, how do you say when gas goes in a room? We were just like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We weren't really like nobody in our room took that leader role. You know what I mean?
So what would you change then? Since 15-year-old Andre would not listen to 23-year-old Andre, and that's clear. I think I would have faced the same situation if I went to talk to my younger self. What would you have changed for your life? Now as a 23-year-old, what would you go make different in 15-year-old Andre's life? If you like had a magic genie lamp and could rub it and get that wish.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. Like, it'll be hard to really just get through to me at that age. Because even if you were wanting to come up to me, I was a little bit unapproachable. I was always wearing a hoodie. You know what I mean? My hair was kind of all messed up.
So perhaps would you have want the skill of listening. So if you could go back and change anything for 15-year-old Andre, it would be the skill of listening. So youngsters out there that's coming up, young teenagers, listen.
I mean,
that's why we got two of them.
We've had you know, ex-gang members come talk to us, show us prison videos on this is what happens when you go to prison, and we still kept on doing what we were doing. You know what I mean?
Fortunately, yeah, I had the same path. So we'll wrap it up there, bro. But thank you for being on YouTube. We appreciate you. It's good wisdom.
Yeah.
Can I get a hug, bro?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Thank you. That's Andre.